Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Mildly Interesting. We begin with number 19. My father-in-law marks food with expiration dates. That's not a bad idea, I feel like. What's mildly interesting is I was just brought a Girl Scout cookie. I wonder if Cara wrote an expiration date on the Girl Scout cookie box. You know, then we'd make sure it's always nice and fresh. And make sure to stuff our faces before they expire. Okay, I've consumed the cookie. It was very good. And I feel like putting the date of opening, though, is probably better than the date of expiration, because then you can track it a little bit easier. Because you like, how do you know for sure when it's going to expire? Whereas if you put the date that you opened it, then you kind of, if it starts to smell a little funny, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's why. It's a little old. Anyway, I almost want to like geo-guess this. Wait, God, there's a flag on this. Oh man, there's a flag. I should know the flag. Which flag is this? Which country? Which geo-guessing? Is this Baltic? Is this Polish? Is it? Oh, it's Czechia. Okay, guys. God, I gotta get better at this. It definitely looked like it was in that area of Europe. I gotta get on it, bro. One of my M&Ms is shaped like a cylinder. I wonder if, no, I was gonna say, like, I wonder if it got into like the Mike and Ike's press or something like that, but then like it still ended up inside of the M&M's box or bag. So like, how did it happen? It totally looks like it came out of like the Mike and Ike's press, or Good and Plenty's, or Hot Tamales, or whatever one of those shaped candies. I think Mars makes M&Ms, right? They probably own all of those other things that I just mentioned. Mars does not make Mike and Ike's. Okay, but they do. They got something else that's like that, probably. And so, anyway, I'm just like, how though would one candy from another line like end up in this? It's actually hard to come up with an explanation off the top of my head. I'm sure there's an easy one, but that is mildly interesting because it's not just like super obvious how that would happen. Like, I could understand just a different candy maybe got scattered and thrown into, maybe not though. Maybe that would be weird too. But also people would just be like, all you did is you took a photo of, you opened 2 bags of candy and you put one of the other bags of candy into the candy that, another bag of candy that you just opened. So it'd be really easy to disbelieve that. Accidentally matched my mani with the cruise tampons I bought on board. Cool. Yeah. Oh, I guess they also have the little, it's not just the color, it's also they have the little flowers on them. And yeah. I mean, I don't know. They look like they look like well done nails. I wonder if you also like they do a little manicure thing on board the ship as well. It's giving me anxiety. I just realized that this is not like taking over a table. This is actually taking over the ocean. So like you have your phone in your hand just like out there. Like someone could bump into you. You could just, I don't know, there could be a wave and then you just drop your phone into the ocean and then your phone is gone. So, yeah, but on the other hand, I bet you if you drop the tampon in there, then it would look like it'd be like when you put a Minecraft sponge in water and it just like, all of a sudden the water disappears. I think that actually happens if you do that with a tampon. My nails grow in a wavy pattern. Okay. I almost don't even want to like look at the comments because I'm really afraid that the comments are going to say that this is a horrible terminal illness. And the person who posted this was just like, oh, isn't it nifty that my nails kind of grow in this like wavy thing? I've not seen other people who like, who have this before. Isn't it kind of mildly interesting? And then the comments are like, you're going to die. Sorry to be the ones to tell you, but you have like 6 months to live. And that's how it goes. My 7-month-old in a body composition pod. I feel like I've seen this movie before where the child is getting like shipped out into outer space and is going to propagate the human species on another planet after, I don't know, some amount of years in or Superman. Yeah. God, this is Kal-El. This is a very strong child who is actually going to save the human race, apparently. Wow. It's so cool that aliens light years away from us are posting on Reddit. They have the technology. They have to blend in, though. They have to just make it look like, oh, you could actually be human, but really, I see through your secrets. The fire department accidentally left behind a fire axe after clearing out our building. Do you, like, if you are found to be in possession of an axe from the fire department, are you, like, put in prison for life? Is that a really big offense to have happen? I don't know the difference between fire department axes and like regular axes you can buy at a Home Depot or a wilderness supply store or something like that. But it's that is an axe indeed. But actually, you should probably take it back, because if you get on good terms with the fire department people, then maybe they'll be like even more motivated to save your house if your house is on fire. Or if there's like a wildfire and a lot of houses are on fire, then maybe they'd be like, I know this guy. I'm gonna save his house. Although this sounded like more of this is an apartment building. It sounded more like maybe. But like, I don't know. Maybe it'd be like if you got a bunch of houses that are on fire or potentially threatened, and then they'd be like, well, I like that guy. He's pretty cool. And so let's prioritize his house because it's pretty cool. So found a long penne. This is what this subreddit was made for, isn't it? Just good old fashioned of absolutely zero significance whatsoever. But you just poured out the pasta pack and it was like, oh, that one's a little longer than the others. It's pretty crazy. I can't believe that. Isn't it crazy that when they grew that, like the pastas, they grew them out of the ground? And like normally they just don't, that when the pastas grow out of the ground and then they get cut, they just don't make it that long, you know? But this pasta, it must have been growing out of the ground for like, they came by with the harvester and it missed this pasta, right? And then it survived the entire next year. And then when they came around with the combine harvester the next year, then finally it got cut out of the ground at a very long length. So, yeah. You guys haven't seen fields of pasta growing? They try to keep the secret, you know, because it's like trade secrets. Don't want others to be able to compete. But fields of pasta, they're everywhere in Italy. It's very common. Banana with all allergens. Frozen banana, $4. Dip in chocolate, $1.50. Allergens all. You just know that the people working at the shop have had way too many people ask, like, so can you tell me like what things are on this that I have this allergy. I have this allergy. And they were just like, please stop asking. You know what? Let's just put the sign. It says every allergen. Every single freaking allergen is in this. Stop asking. If you were concerned about a particular thing on this freaking banana, don't get it. All right? Please do not order this banana if you're going to make a big deal about this freaking banana. If you have any allergy in the world, if you are allergic to pollen, do not buy this banana. You will start sneezing. It will be bad. That's a deal, though. I thought one banana was like $9. This is a banana with every allergen, and it's $4 or $5.50 plus tax, I guess. So quite a deal. Walked past a Kevin from the Office lookalike contest today and took a picture of the winner. I wonder if, like, there can't be that many actors that have lookalike contests. It can't be that common, but if you are an actor who actually is like, you hit that niche, you had that kind of role in a show where like this is a thing that actually happens, of which it's like got to be so unusual. But The Office would be one of those shows. I feel like you just have to go smurfing, right? Isn't there a video at some point of I forget what there was an actor. Was it Timothy Chalamet Ding Dong or something? Like he went to one and people didn't believe that it was him, and then he won or something, or didn't win. He didn't win. I can't remember who it was, but I remember a story of like an actor who went to one. It was him. Okay, but they didn't win it. And then I know there was like there was an Adele thing that they did. Well, that was like more of a setup skit. So I don't know that. I think it was done for the sake of the video of her like pretending to not be her, but then singing. And everyone was like, "The frick is happening here?" But anyway, I feel like you'd have to go and you'd have to smurf, and you'd also have to see like people being like, "Wait, are you?" And then the whole time you have to be like, "No, people say I look like him all the time. And I sound like him too." It's like really, it's really weird. Although he is an actor. He could probably change his voice up a good bit so that it's like, even though people are going to be like, "You look exactly like him." But he could make it so he just doesn't sound like his character at all. So I wonder if he did that. Anyway, yeah, obviously I realize this is actually Kevin from The Office. I do realize this, but I just wonder how much he like played it up. Someone's architectural phone charging wire configuration without touching the ground. I guess if you just really do not want your phone touching the ground, which I understand, to be fair, because I have this thing about, so Kara will like have no problem putting cell phone onto pillow, and I'm like, that's disgusting. Your phone has been God knows where on how many surfaces that how many people have touched, and that your hands have, touched somewhere else first and whatever. So I have a very strict, phones do not go onto pillows. They do not make contact with pillows, because my face makes contact with pillow. I'm not out here licking my phone. That's disgusting. So maybe this person takes their phone hygiene really, really seriously. And so they're like, I don't want it touching the ground because I want to be able to put my phone on my pillow. And so they have devised this system so that they can do that. Because disinfecting wipes and sprays don't exist. It's not a thing. My apple has the outline of an apple on it. Oh, it's a branded apple. That's all it is. You know what would actually be interesting here is, what if this was like what if this is a scenario where like you got an apple here and an apple here, and then the sun's over here, and the sun basically, what if it's got like shades so that the apple doesn't really get much sun other than precisely when the other apple is blocking it? So it's basically like an apple eclipse that has been just like, ingrained into the apple skin here over its growing, because it only gets like sun a little bit of the day, and it's always apple eclipsed. The sun moves throughout the day, FYI. No, it doesn't. The earth spins. There you go. Well, you think the sun out there orbiting the earth? What year are we in? 1500? All right. What year are we in? Next thing you're going to tell me the earth is round or something like that and not flat. These people, I swear, dude. My parents have a Birdhouse replica of their home. That seems very extra. At least it's not the mailbox. I feel like if you did it for the mailbox, the mailman's going to judge you on that one. There's got to be, I bet you there are some houses on every route that the mail people do. And they're like, they're judging you. Like, there's a type of mailbox, and they're just like, the freakies that you built the little miniature of your house for your mailbox or something like that. You didn't have to do that. That's tacky. What are you doing? At least it's the Birdhouse. instead. But anyway, yeah, just don't. Someone's done that for their mailbox, I'm sure, and they get judged for it for sure. This censored version of 1984. Oh, okay. I was like actually having a hard time reading it because I didn't expect the text to be written out. So is it complete and unabridged if the title is just kind of a faint embossment? Is it intentionally censored, or is this just like, this is clever marketing because 1984 is obviously about like government surveillance and overreach and stuff like that. And so therefore this is just like, whoa, what's the redacted book? Oh, 1984, that's kind of clever branding right there. And then it is just the book on the inside. You think it's intentional? Yeah. Good marketing. I found a knife perfectly imprinted into the bottom of my delivered Subway sandwich. When we keep losing these freaking knives, hey, Johnny, you'll keep doing this and we're not going to be able to cut any sandwiches anymore. We're going to be out of knives. What are you doing with them? Where do they keep going? I don't know, man. Somehow the knives just keep going missing. I don't know where they are. Like, what the heck? This is me. I went through a phase where I was really, really, really freaking bad at this. And I haven't done it to my knowledge in a very long time. I used to, finish my food at my desk because I always order in. So there's a bag that the food came in. I always like put the fork or the spoon back in the bag, and then I'm like, all right, I'll clear it and walk it up. And I forget that I put the fork or the spoon in the bag, and I throw the bag out because it's like the trash from my meal. And then I'd be like, why do I not have that many forks anymore? What the fork is happening? Where are my forks? Oh, frick, I threw them out. Ah, dang it. I can purchase a 55-gallon drum of maple syrup at my local Costco. $2,500. Whoa, dude, that's crazy. I mean, I guess it makes sense. I want to see what the per unit cost is. Price per 100 milliliters is $1.20. How big is a package? Hold on, let's see. Maple syrup. Let's just take a little look-ski. Okay, so that's... Holy frick, wait, maple syrup's that expensive? What the frick? Maple syrup's that expensive? That's crazy. Wait, it's 32... Hold on. 32 ounces of maple syrup is $20. Oh my god. Dang. Maple syrup's really freaking expensive. Okay, guys, we're going to do a little bit of math. It's actually not even that good of a deal. So I just looked up some maple syrup here. So we got 32 ounces for $20, which sounded like a lot. But it ends up at, well, I guess, no, it's half price basically. Cause that's basically $2.11 per 100 mil. Whereas this is, $1.20 per 100 mil. So yeah, no, I guess that adds up on discount. Yeah, I mean, obviously you'd buy this if you're a restaurant. You're like IHOP or something would buy this and then just be like, all right, well, we got enough syrup to last one day. So that's great. Wait, that's crazy, dude. Imagine it probably lasts more than one day. Can you imagine? That's expensive. That's actually, I'm starting to understand how you could actually charge extra for maple syrup cups at a restaurant, except maple syrup, to my knowledge, like that's still gratis. Still on the house. You still always got your syrup and you just pour it on and yet we go to other restaurants and they're charging you extra for more ketchup or something like that. Ketchup doesn't go for $2,500 for this. It'd be way cheaper. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Dehumidifier broke while I was out of town and one of my books absorbed a bunch of water. So you're saying that I'm assuming when you say your dehumidifier broke, like the pump broke or the pan broke and it started leaking water out? Because I'm thinking if your dehumidifier broke and it's just therefore not removing moisture from the atmosphere, and this is what happens, then you have a real moisture problem. Like, holy freaking balls. That's crazy. I hope they just meant that like the pan or the water storage broke and it started leaking, and not that like because my dehumidifier wasn't running, my house just turned into a swamp. Holy heck. Anyway, I guess paper can be absorbent. I'd be nice to have seen like the before photo of the book to see, well, how much did it actually expand, but I guess we can see the pages are darker. Whenever we clean the ball pit at work, the most broken balls we find are always orange. For a second, I thought we were back to the M&M's photo. It really does look like that. Huh. So, there's a couple explanations here. One is that for some reason, that whatever dye they put into the orange balls is actually causing them to be like reduced strength versus the others, or there is a particular child who is a regular who really dislikes the orange balls and destroys them all. I don't know which of the two it is, but it's probably got to be one of those two. That said, I can't believe I ever jumped in a ball pit ever growing up. There are a few places that I can think of that put more germs on the entirety of the body. And it's a good thing it's nice you're cleaning out the ball pit, but holy frick, it's just like the things that have settled to the bottom of those ball pits and how long it's been since the cleaning, just a freaking bacteria factory with the children. God dang. I cut a potato exactly in half. 314 grams, 157. Wow. Did you like... So I just want to know. Is this a constant, like how many potatoes did you go through? Were you intentionally trying to accomplish this? If you had shaved off just a little bit of one side, if you had just shaved a little bit of one side off, you know, say you're like, oh, that looks pretty even. Let me weigh it. And one was like 100 and, you know, well, I guess they do give the total weight. It could be the after, though, right? It could be the after, right? Because all right, I'm going full conspiracy mode here. The exposed edges here kind of look like they've been exposed to air longer in the together photo than in the individual. Now, obviously, this could be because the potato itself is obstructing the light from a particular angle that's coming in from the side, right? Like the light is free to hit directly here versus it being obstructed. But I'm going deep into the tinfoil hat conspiracy here, which is the potato got cut. All right. And it was like, oh, that looks pretty even. They weighed it. One was like a couple grams off. So what they did is they just, you know, shaved a little bit. And then they were able to take the after photo first, and then they put them both together on the scale. And then they had the together photo, and they did that second. This photo happened second to these photos, huh? Maybe it's two. No, I think it's the same potato. The markings, I'm a potato forensic expert. These markings actually match up quite well. I'm an expert in potato law and or root law, I should say. And so yeah, these are definitely the same tater. They just the order could be different. That's my conspiracy theory. My wife got me a wallet that makes me look like Batman when I insert my license. So, the thing that I am annoyed about is this is the top post of the month, but we don't get to actually see it in action. We don't get to see it. We just have to imagine. But it's where's his dude? Little do we know, this person doesn't actually possess a driver's license. They're just excited to get one when they turn 16. And you can... Oh, wait, you're right. He is actually... Wait. He is actually there. He is actually there. Oh, you can barely see the freaking thing. It just looks like the table. It's so bad. It's so bad, you guys. Oh, man. It's freaking man eyes because it's so bad. Oh my god, dude. It's like the eyes are here, bro. The eyes are freaking here. And there's the nose. The nose doesn't line up. There's the... I bet you that like 90% of the people who upvoted this didn't even realize that it was actually, the license was actually in the photo. I bet you they're just like, oh, it's kind of a cool wallet. I should look into getting this wallet, and then I'll actually be able to see what it looks like when I put my ID in. looks like the table. He just looks like it'd be one thing if this was on a different color surface, but it is like, this is corporate needs to identify the difference between this guy and a table. They're the same picture. He's the table. Oh god. Well, that's it for the last month of Mildly Interesting. I hope you've been mildly interested, and we'll see you next time around. Goodbye.